Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show. Today is Monday, the 10th of May, 2021. Glad to have you guys here. Now, you know what? I think silver market is going to break at a certain point. And I think we're on the verge of it breaking. I think what's going to break the silver market is when the economies of the world start to pick up again and start to rev into high gear. Consumer economies. They start to United States is a perfect example of this. How you can see it's starting to rev back up. In fact, in the old days, they used to keep the cows in the barn all winter, and feed them with straw and whatever. The springtime would come, they'd open up the door and let the cows out. And they let the cows out. The cows would be running around, kicking up their heels and everything else. Love to get outside. This is the way people feel. When the COVID restrictions start to come off and stuff, they feel like, hey, I'm going to go out and do this, and I'm going to go shopping at the mall or whatever, things they haven't done in ages. They're like the cows kicking up their heels. And, this is going to boost, the economy's going to start to boost, consumer spending's going to start to go up. And I mean, not just on Amazon. They're not just going to be buying on Amazon, they're going to be buying at local shops and malls and everything. And things are going to start to be crowded again, and the goods are going to start to flow off the shelves. And an awful lot of these goods, even when a person buys a package of socks, silver's in it. A lot of people don't know that. You want to buy yourself a new cell phone, silver in it. Any electronics, silver in it. And an awful lot of people too, like take all those people in Texas, they had the power outages and everything, and they're busy right now. It's hard to buy solar panels. I got lucky. I got some solar panels for a little project I'm doing, but I got lucky getting them. The day after I bought them, they were all sold out. And silver goes into all these items, right? And so what's going to happen is that's fine. They got enough silver to cover industry. Yeah. But what about all these investors, small-time people who are going to buy on the retail market, want to buy silver coins and stuff? It's coming up because when they see their dollars disintegrating in value, people are going to want to hedge, even if it's in a small way. Even if they're just going to buy a small amount, they're going to want to hedge. And they can't cover both. They can cover industry, and they can cover a small amount of in retail demand for silver. But you know what'll happen if retail demand shoots through the roof? Well, there's going to be long waiting lines. You're going to have to wait weeks, months to fill an order. And it's going to get worse and worse. It's going to put strains on silver, and it's going to mean higher and higher premiums. And eventually silver and gold are going to break free and go to the upside in a massive way when the big time inflation comes, and when it's proven that the Fed can't stop this inflation without doing some sort of magical trick, of reaccounting the price of their gold or whatever. But that would affect the gold and silver price too. Either way you cut it. You want safety from this storm? Real physical gold and silver is the way to have safe. Tried it. At least it's one of the best options out there in a very uncertain world. And let's move on. Let's get the chart started right here and take a look. First thing I want to show you guys is this is if you had $50,000 to spend on lumber to build a houses, right? The blue houses. There's 10 of them there. That's how many houses you could build with the $50,000 back in 2019 or 2020, back before lumber prices exploded. Now, the yellow houses on the top, that's how many you can build now with the same amount of money. This is showing inflation. You can only build 2 houses. You could build 10 houses with the same amount of money just a year ago. And So lumber prices have been. This shows the amount of inflation. Well, it's soon coming to food, guys. It's soon coming to food. You're going to see the same kind of inflation in the lumber prices in food very, very soon. And you know what? Your food bills could go to 40% of your net income. Well, I mean, what are you going to do? If 40% chunk of your income's going to food, then they're going to want rent, and then they're going to come at you with higher taxes and everything. What are you? They're chopping you right down. The middle class, you know. Meanwhile, what are they doing on the other side of this coin? The big shots out there. Well, I'm going to tell you what. They're building yachts for themselves, and the boat and shipyards that build these yachts, they're booked. They're way booked. And they're building bigger and fancier yachts for themselves all the time. You know, and so they can have a yacht, they can be 10 miles offshore and during whatever crisis it comes, you know, they're ready. The rich guys. Meanwhile, uh, they're chopping away. They're chopping the middle class down like it's a tree, you know. And the chainsaw's just a buzzing. And oh man, it's a bad situation. Anyway, let's take a look now at silver price. Silver price is being knocked down right now. Now it's getting ready to go down below what it was a few days ago before it went back up again. It always does this. It's like a tease, you know. It'll do. Silver price will go up 50 cents one day and 75 cents the next day, and then it'll go along and you're thinking, hey, you know, here we go, we're going up. And boom, the elevator will go down again, right back where you started again. You know, it's a poor situation. Anyway, 27.47 for silver today. Gold, 18.39 today. It's up $8.60. Gold's not taking a big drop. A little bit of a drop right now, but nothing. Silver's really getting crushed. Take a look at cryptos. 24.31 billions. What we're looking at a Bitcoin price of 57,405. And the other cryptos are doing good. All the top coins are doing really good, you know. I'm wondering just how much further Ethereum's got to push. You know, it's over $4,000 now for Ethereum. Ethereum has been really gaining. Man, oh man, has it ever went up. That and Dogecoin. Dogecoin's right in there at a number 4 coin. Can you believe that? It started as a joke. Okay, Dow Jones Industrial Average 35,000, and it's going up today. It's up 304 points on the day so far. Let's take a look now at crude oil. Crude oil is 64.25. It's down just a little bit. It's down 2% on the day. Very choppy. Crude's been very choppy lately, but it's been stable, well over $60. You know, I think it's getting ready to head toward $70 for crude. And I don't think it's going to stop there. This is not a renewable resource like lumber. Lumber's a renewable resource. Lumber trees, they grow really fast. It's sort of like the grass in your yard, you know. You chop it all down and you come back a few days later and it needs to be cut again. And that's the way with lumber. Lumber grows. It grows fast. You know, a tree can grow like 12 feet in 1 year. You know, it's not uncommon. I mean, so it's renewable. Trees are renewable, but oil is not. When they tap an oil out and they drain all the oil out, and you know, this gold and silver too is not renewable. It's in the soil, and they've went through the earth and they found all the deposits mostly, and they're basically cleaning them out. And gold and silver, you know, it's not a renewable resource either. So we got these commodities that are not renewable, like crude oil. You know, how much of the Saudis drained to their pool? They had a massive pool, but they've been draining from it for like 40, 50 years. I've heard that they have to pressurize some of their wells in order to get the oil up now. you know, and it's not like it was. It's not like when they first drill, the oil comes bubbling up, you know, like on Jed Clampett, you know, he shoots the and in the ground and the oil bubbles up, and now they're off to Hollywood, you know, the Beverly Hills, are off to Beverly Hills. Anyway, okay, let's take a look at the move index today. Move index is 54.13 and dropping. Now that's a good thing, guys. The move index, when it's low, it means the credit markets are stable. So 54.13 and dropping. Bonds and rates today, we're looking at a real mixed bag. We're looking at the U.S. 10-year at 1.57.2. We're looking at the 30-year at 2.29. And we're looking at a mixed bag. Short end falling. Long end rising a little bit. You know, it's not moving that much. So let's take a look now at the U.S. dollar index. 90.15, and it's actually fallen just very slowly today. It's having a real problem for the dollar index to maintain its head above 90. You know, it's trying to drop down into the 80s. I'm going to tell you what, though. You were to match that dollar index, instead of matching it against the euro, because that's mostly what it's matched against. You know, the euro is being the same. They're doing the same darn thing to the euro as they are to the dollar. You know, and so what you're comparing it against. You're comparing the dollar against the euro. Let's compare the dollar against, say, Ethereum. We really want to kill the dollar. Instead of pegging the dollar against a basket of currencies and pegging it against the euro, let's peg it against Ethereum, and let's see how it's doing. You know, the dollar would be an absolute crash if it was being compared to Ethereum. Anyway, listen, guys, thank you for listening to my show. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the very next episode. Bye-bye.